Max Power. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. The most affordable way to make sure that when the power goes out, because it's not a matter of if, it's when at your home. It could be a tornado. We're in tornado season in so many different areas. It could be the hurricane season in the summer. It could be wildfires, wildfires rather. It could be the cold. Power is going to go out at some point, and this means you're not stuck like Chuck. That's what I like to say. What I love about this device is it is powering 11 devices all at the same time. Very simple to operate, and I'll let Justin show you that because he's our expert. But you guys, if you want to get this without the solar panel, it is only $56 on FlexPay. You pay this out over 5 months. And if you want to get it with the solar panel, that is what everybody is doing. Over 9,000 of you have said yes to with the solar panel. So the solar panel, we normally sell these for $300 each. We've sold these all day long, $300 each. We're throwing that in today. And also the other bundled option is you have the big bag to carry around your 13.4 pound device. That is the lightest weight, the newest technology, charges in 1 hour. If you want to get this whole bundle, it is $74 on FlexPay to get home over 5 months, or $30 and change for VIP financing. VIP financing means you're using your HSN card or your Q card. So I say get home the whole bundle because you're saving nearly $500 off. These are 12 months of $30.83 each month. You pay it on time. There's no interest. And this is the way to go. Justin, what I love is this is a customer pick. So a customer pick means we didn't have to put this on sale. We definitely didn't have to do the lowest price we've ever done on this River 2 Max, but we did it today. It's limited quantities, and it's because it's gonna sell out, and we don't have another today's special scheduled for the rest of the year. So I love having peace of mind.
Yeah.
I know what it's like to feel panicked and have anxiety living in hurricane season here. It changed my life when I have 2 of these. And you read the reviews, a lot of people went back and picked up an extra one because you can have one in the living room, you can have one in the den if you have a basement. It's being able to have a drink of coffee. It's being able to have the food in your refrigerator not go bad. It's being able to have the medication you need. My husband needs a CPAP. Somebody could need a breathing machine. Because not everybody can pick up and go when the power goes out.
Yeah, and nobody's ever had too much power.
Right.
You know, I mean, and knowing that I can have, you know, the reason why so many people end up coming back for more is because what ends up happening is you start to prioritize, what am I going to power up? So maybe if you picked up a power station here before, another EcoFlow, and you say, well, now I'm going to dedicate this one for maybe in the kitchen, or maybe I'm going to dedicate this one for all of the other devices. So now you have options, even more. Again, options that you get to decide, how am I going to use my EcoFlow? Where am I going to use my EcoFlow? Remember, it's convenience for power where I want it, but it's also convenience of power when I want it. And when I want it, it could be at any given moment in time. It could be emergencies or not. Ultimately, it comes down to the most simplistic thing, which is that it is simple. When we say peace of mind, again, let's make that simplified. Peace. Don't we just want a little bit of peace in our life? Now you have something that's not going to be another additional added anxiety when you go to use it. One touch of a button, that's it. That's all you need to do. One touch of a button to turn this on and to turn it off. I think we can all do that. If we've ever used a desktop computer, which most of us probably have, we can go ahead and turn that on and off. And in many cases, many ways, this is a computer. This is a computer with batteries. This is not just some glorified battery with some case that's put on top of it. This is an array of batteries with technology that you see in some of the most advanced electric vehicles that are on the road today. It's called LiFePO batteries. These LiFePO batteries, there's an array of them inside of here controlled by a computer that has a battery management system that prevents it from overheating, overcharging, and over-discharging anything that's plugged into, or anything that's plugged into it. So, for instance, my phone, my tablets, my computers, my televisions, all of these expensive electronics, if I had them plugged into my generator and my generator started to run out of gas, what ends up happening is that power fluctuates and it starts to put out too much power. And when that happens, that's when it will fry your electronics. So that generator right there, yeah, could it run a house? Yeah, sure. But you know what? It needs gas. It needs oil, and it needs maintenance, and it needs to be 20 feet away from your home. Do you want that? Or would you like something that stays inside your home? Right? That all you need to do is press one touch of a button. That's it. By the way, that generator right down there has 2 AC outlets. This one has 4 AC outlets. That generator doesn't have any USB ports. Your power station does. It's got 3 USB-A fast charging, and it's got a USB-C. That generator on the floor doesn't have an LCD display. Your power station does. This will tell you every bit of information. That's your gas gauge. That is your biometrics, essentially, for what's happening in your power station. When I plug anything in, it'll tell me exactly how long it'll run all of that for, and we still have our DC adapter. You have every single port that you could possibly need, and with that new battery technology, your power station will charge even faster. We talked about it a little bit ago. You get an alert right now. It says in an hour, you're gonna have severe thunderstorms. Make sure you take shelter. If I plug this in right now, in an hour, if this was at 0%, this will be at 100%. Think about that. If I've got solar panels, I can take this outside even if I'm still out of power and use that to charge it. Right here when I plug it into the wall, or again, I can plug it into that generator, 0 to 100%. Not 0 to 80%, 0 to 100% in an hour. We used to say 0 to 80% in over an hour. Now it's 0 to 100% in an hour. That's the fastest charge that we've ever done before. This little orange port, that's for our DC adapter. So you can go ahead and while you're driving, maybe it's on vacation, you can plug it into your vehicle, or you can also use that solar panel that we're offering for you in that bundle as well. And I want to show you in real time, because this is the exciting part, is that we get to show you in real time. When I plug in my fan, for instance, immediately it's going to continue to power my fan up, but it's going to then tell me those metrics. It's going to tell me and convert how much percentage to how much wattage, and then tell me exactly how long it'll run that fan for. Again, cannot do that with a generator. I can do that with my EcoFlow. A generator is not for everyone, and EcoFlow is. And it doesn't matter if you're the manliest of men, I can tell you, especially when you look at so many of these camping reviews and so forth in the tailgaters. My dad the other day sends me a picture. He's sitting out there. It was, we were talking about basketball.
Right.
It was the Heat against the Atlanta Hawks.
Okay.
Heat, of course, won. First Sensi to ever move into the playoffs. But you know what? He had his TV out there with his EcoFlow. He's sitting and he's enjoying the weather. He had a fan plugged in, all from his EcoFlow. And if he loses power, guess what he's also going to use? His EcoFlow. Not a lot of things that we can utilize power like that for.
Here, and in just a minute, I'm going to have you show the lights on with the lights off in here just to show you how impactful this is. But you guys, we have sold today 10,745 since midnight. It is only 12:49 Eastern Standard Time. Here's the reason we've sold so many. It's the most affordable price we have ever offered because it's the lowest price we have ever done on the River 2 Max. We've just never done it before, and I'm told we'd be hard-pressed to be able to do this price again. First of all, it is a customer pick, and it's limited quantities. And so we're gonna sell this out, a customer pick, limited quantities, so that you know why EcoFlow has been the #1 brand for 7 years. The fact that we give you a 5-year warranty, we give you 2 ways to pay for it. You can either pay this out over 5 months, or you can pay this out over 12 months. So I would do 12 months VIP financing. It would be $30.83 to get home the bundle. And you're gonna pay $30.83 each month for 12 months, interest-free payments. It's also on free shipping. Here's what you get with the bundle, and here's why everybody is saying yes to the bundle, which means you're going to get basically a value that's over $800 because you're going to get the River 2 Max, you're going to get the $300 solar panel that we're just throwing in today, and you're also going to get this fancy bag that you can carry as a backpack so that you can carry your 3.4-pound device and have everything that you need. When you can save nearly $500, that's why you do it. When it's only $30.83 to get home with your HSN card, you can even use your QVC card, that's why you do it. But most importantly, you do it because we have limited quantities and you don't want to miss out on the deal, and I hope that you want peace of mind. This is going to keep all your medications safe, right? If you need a breathing machine in the home, a CPAP machine, insulin in the refrigerator. You're gonna keep that refrigerator powered up. You're gonna keep those machines working so that you can keep your loved ones alive and kicking and healthy. Because when the power goes out, you don't need another emergency. What I love about it is it's just so lightweight. It's the newest technology because it basically charges the quickest out of everything. But Justin, when you know better, you do better. I knew for a fact that, do I look like I'm gonna fool with a generator? Absolutely not. You told me that the generator needs gas, you gotta have it this amount away from the house. They're loud, they're usually an eyesore. I'm gonna do something where I can push one button and that powers 11 devices at one time. And he made a good point. I'm not saying get rid of your generator, but for most women, we're not gonna fool with a generator. I'm not gonna fool with all that. That's just too much. And it scares me, to be quite honest, when you tell me I have to have it certain amount of feet away from the house. I don't want to have to think about this when I can have this inside the house and I can have it inside the hotel room. Let me tell you about this customer pick and the lowest price we've ever done. That usually doesn't go together. Customer pick, lowest price. We don't have to put a customer pick this low of a price, but we did it today and you're watching, so please take advantage. Here's one customer review. This is Landshark 66 from Texas. I got River 2 Max for travel. It works great in the hotel room when plugs are behind stuff. I like that. Who has time to look for all those plugs? Here is a Handman 81 in Florida. Nice to know, if needed, it's ready. That's it. You're ready for anything. Anything that knocks out your power, you are ready. And I think that's the best one. You just want to be ready.
You have to be. Look, there are so many things that are out of our control. I have learned over the years, you can only control what you can control. And when you know that you have put into place those plans to say, you know what, I've got backup food, I've got backup power. When I can eliminate those two things, I eliminate anxiety, I eliminate feeling vulnerable, and I eliminate feeling unprepared. When you know that you're ready and prepared, whether you use it or not, having that in the back of your mind is just, I mean, come on. That is what we talk about, peace of mind. That's what we talk about with peace. And that's what allows you to feel like, I'm the protector of my family and of my kingdom. I want to make sure that everybody in my home feels safe. That's what you're going to do. And whether it's this purchase or if you're considering something, that's one of the biggest things about this is it's just pure educational, right? Because for some of you, you've never seen something like this. Imagine right now where you are at any given time. Storm comes through. Maybe you saw it coming, maybe you didn't. Maybe it's not even a storm. Maybe it's just a down limb, one of those trees that's been leaning, and you know what? On that given day, it decided, today's the day I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to fall down, right? We can't control those things. There's things that are out of our control, like this. At any given moment, wouldn't it be nice that with the things that are out of our control, that all I need to do is press one button? That's it. One button. I can come over here, and now I've got light, and now I've got a fan. And if it was just a light and a fan, wouldn't it be worth it? Wouldn't it be worth knowing that I'm not sitting in the dark? I'm not sitting in a hot home. Right now, we're kind of at the very beginning of summertime, which means very quickly it's going to go from being 75 degrees to 95 degrees. And then inside of our home, more like 105 degrees. Weather-related, heat is one of the most deadly weather events that you can experience. Yes, we can have water, we can have our cold food, but how quickly that cold food in our refrigerator can become warm food and can go bad. We need to be able to keep ourselves cool and everybody else inside of it. I'm going to keep that fan right here. I'm going to unplug it. I want to go and I want to take the lamp really quickly here. And I'm just going to come over here. I want to grab the extension for our refrigerator. And I want to show you again. Look. Talk about portability. Hey, I'm going to move the EcoFlow over to the living room. I'm going to actually take the EcoFlow into the office. I need to get some work done. Or hey, I need to go ahead and I need to move the EcoFlow over here into the kitchen. It weighs less than 14 pounds. So I still got my lamp. I'm not even going to unplug it. I walked right over here to my refrigerator. And now, in 2 seconds, I've got power to my full-size refrigerator.
Wow.
What else are you going to do that with?
Right.
Other than EcoFlow, right? You're not doing that with your generator. If it was your generator, you're going to have a 30-foot extension cord because it needs to at least be 20 feet away from your home. So now you're going to need at least another 10, 15, 20 feet so you can get it from outside all the way through the front door and now to your refrigerator. Now you get an open door, now you get an open window. Well, I always think about that because there was an older gentleman ex-military. He lived on a farm, and as you can imagine, he had many generators. He's talking about it. He said, you know what? The newest technology has made my life so much better, because he had an EcoFlow upstairs for himself, he had an EcoFlow downstairs for himself, and he was sick and tired of having a generator outdoors and then having an open window. He didn't feel safe. Having an open door, he didn't feel safe. EcoFlow gives you that feeling of safety, security, and ultimately true independence for any given moment in time, Debbie, where we don't know what's going to happen, but it doesn't matter because we're ready.
Well, you have to be ready. That's what I say. It just gives you peace of mind. Peace of mind, not just for you, but for all of the loved ones in your house. That could be children, that could be grandchildren. You could be taking care of an elderly loved one. The worst thing in the world is to have to, uproot your mom or dad who could be old and in frail health. You want to be able to keep them comfortable at home if they need that breathing machine, and a CPAP machine if they need insulin that needs to be